When you search for water bottles on Amazon, the site returns over 10,000 results. It would take months to look through all the Nalgene's, Yetis, and squeeze bottles to find the one you like best. This dizzying number of choices extends to mugs, sofas, soap, and hundreds of other items. So how does Amazon prevent you from being overwhelmed, and how do they make choosing from this ridiculous number of options easier? This is Behavioral Science Toolkit, a series on behavioral science and its applications. If you'd like to see more videos like this, be sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons below. First, let's take a quick look at the problem of too much choice and why it happens. Back in 2000, researchers set up a tasting booth displaying jars of jam in a grocery store. Sometimes they displayed 6 flavors of jam at the booth, and sometimes they displayed 24. When customers had more varieties to choose from, they approached the table to taste the jam more often. But despite this initial attraction, only 3% of customers purchased a jam when they had 24 different choices, compared to 30% when only 6 jam varieties were available. This study popularized the concept of choice overload. The idea that although more choice can initially seem more desirable, it can also lead to decreased motivation to make any choice at all. But why does choice overload happen? Shouldn't more choice always be better? Generally, as the number of options in a set grows, so do the cognitive costs associated with analyzing every possibility. As humans, we don't like to make suboptimal choices, but as the number of choices increases, the differences between them get smaller, and finding the best choice becomes ever more difficult. We want to make the best choice, but don't want to go through all the effort to find it, and as a result, we're more likely to avoid making a decision altogether. In the case of Amazon's water bottles, this could easily mean that you might just go back to buying single-use plastic water bottles rather than buy the wrong reusable one, because if it's not perfect, why bother? When you do end up making a decision, a larger choice set means you're more likely to be dissatisfied with the choice you make and to regret making it, because it's possible that there's a better, cheaper bottle out there. Choice overload has real consequences for companies like Amazon trying to turn a profit. As the JAM study shows, by simply offering fewer options, those exposed to a company's products could be up to 10 times more likely to subsequently make a purchase. And this has real consequences for consumers, too. People often put off important life decisions because of an overabundance of choice. Researchers have found that as a company offers more 401k retirement savings plans to their employees, fewer of them participate in any retirement plan at all, meaning that potentially thousands of people lose out on greater financial stability. There is, of course, a caveat. If an individual is very familiar with the product or service that they're choosing from, if they're an expert in that particular domain or have strong pre-established preferences, choice overload is much less pronounced. If your customers aren't experts, however, the most obvious solution to this problem is to just offer fewer options, and in some cases this may be the right thing to do. But despite eventually feeling less satisfied, people still say that they prefer choosing from a larger array of options. So if people are less happy, less likely to purchase an item, and less satisfied with their selection when they make one, how does Amazon maintain a large set of choices while reducing the chances of choice overload? Let's take a look at 3 of their strategies. The first is to provide what's called a dominant option. On Amazon, dominant options are shown through labels like Amazon's Choice or Best Seller, indicating high customer ratings and reasonable prices. These labels reduce the psychological risk associated with making the wrong choice. If thousands of people bought Nalgene Triton Widemouth BPA-free water bottle Seafoam 32 ounces, and it has high ratings, you're likely to also feel satisfied with it. Yet the dominant options that Amazon provides aren't always exactly what you're looking for. This can be especially true in more expensive product categories and purchases made very rarely, where there are slightly higher stakes in making a bad choice. For instance, when looking for a TV, there are a lot of technical attributes to consider. There's price, screen size, picture resolution, refresh rate, and whether it's a smart TV, among many others. In this case, I've done my research and I know generally what kind of TV I want to buy, and Amazon's dominant option is too small for my taste. This is where the second strategy comes in. In this case, Amazon uses filters to reduce the decision space down to only the most relevant options. You can choose the attributes that are most important to you, like only 50 to 59-inch 4K smart TVs, and then simply buy the cheapest or highest rated one which meets your needs. This allows customers to arrange choices into their own personally defined categories. Categorization has been shown to reduce choice overload because it makes it easier to navigate through a large number of options by breaking them down into smaller, more meaningful chunks. Only unimportant differences between options remain, resulting in a much less cognitively taxing decision-making process. And third, in situations where a customer wants to make an informed decision and weigh the benefits and drawbacks of each option, the way information is presented makes a big difference. Perhaps you'd like to compare different price tiers of TVs to see what features it has and whether paying more is worth it. Filters can't really solve this problem, so Amazon allows its storefronts and vendors to create comparison tables. By reducing cognitive costs associated with seeking information, comparison tables allow customers to be more confident in their decision and therefore less likely to regret making it. Of course, these strategies don't completely eliminate choice overload. Amazon may never fully tame the astronomical number of choices available on their website. But providing dominant options, creating meaningful categories, and simplifying the presentation format of the available options can help make decisions easier for customers and could earn some extra money too.